this fits in very well with what we were just talking about, actually, where I think this might be the first moment, at least that I've seen, that John is not the butt of a joke on his own show. And yet he's able to do nothing with it, which I find very interesting. So this is Clay Dabbler looking like a moron, getting in the way of John sounding like a moron, which I find fascinating. There's a lot of layers here to this.
We go to the ghetto, mosey on by.
Mike's shitty internet provider, thanks to Dorks, drinking $50 to $80 a day of beer on these tapes. Skull. Yeah.
How could you drink $80 worth of beer? You'd need your stomach pumped, right?
Yes. And I don't really give a shit.
Well, maybe. I mean, I'm sure you could probably sink 15 beers.
All right, let's just say at the pub, it's $5 a pint. Right.
What you're about to hear is John do what a lot of alcoholics do, is when someone that suggests they might be an alcoholic, like if someone said, I'm an alcoholic, if someone said, hey, I'm drinking a beer, and someone's like, Mike, I think you've got a real problem, I'd go, yeah, probably. End of discussion. What John does, and what a lot of alkies do, is they say, hey, John, you're an alcoholic. And John goes, no, I'm not. I'm very angry about this, and here's why I'm not. It's like, oh, well, that proves that you definitely don't have a problem because you're so calm and collected about this. So John is about to try and make an excuse for getting so plastered every night that he tells people, if someone asks him to do something, like Rob Saul recently asked him to do a show at 8:30, and I've heard this before. Casey Day used to try to have him on at night. And John would go, oh, well, if it's past 8 o'clock. By the way, back then, John was on the West Coast.
Yeah.
And still, people would say, hey, can you do something at 8 Eastern time? And he'd be like, oh, by then I'm going to be half in the bag. So no chance. So John's about to explain why I guess it's mathematically impossible for him to get drunk. So I don't even understand his point here, but then Clay Dabbler gets in the way.
Right?
2 pints at the pub, 2 pints.
So if I bought 8 pints, how much would that be, Clay?
Well, how much are they, sorry?
$5 a pint. And if I bought 8,
45.
Almost.
400. I don't know.
Hold on. How did he get there? How did he get into the hundreds?
Because he cannot upset this man. It's the tedious relationship is at best.
It is probably a lot of pressure. I'm probably not giving Clay credit. It is probably a lot of pressure when you're like, I have to make him look smarter than me. So how am I supposed to answer this? Am I supposed to give the right answer? Does that move the conversation along? Or does he want me to be dumber than him? What am I supposed to do here?
That's the dance, but you can never land on where he's going to step next, or John will just cut you. He'll cut you so fast you won't even see it, and he'll never talk to you again. Yeah. I've seen it. Joey C is still sitting by the side of the road waiting for John to pick him up. Just dropped him like that. So these guys know it's just one wrong word, and I think the game they get into is like, ooh, how close can I get to the edge? Ooh, how close can I get to? And then they eventually fall through. Right. You know, the quad father hole.
But John, it's interesting to watch John here because he wants this guy to look like an idiot, so he doesn't correct him. Yet correcting people is John's favorite thing to do. But also, John is so eager to make this pompous point of how no one can ever get drunk. So what he's trying to launch into is this these mathematics that you've heard before if you watch John, where he's like, I drink 8 beers at the pub over 4 hours. Your body, I guess, I don't know, evaporates alcohol 3 beers per hour.
Metabolizes.
Yeah, whatever.
Hey, we got a nurse.
So the alcohol disappears every hour. So really, it's like I drank 2 beers, I guess is going to be John's ultimate point here.
Man.
I can't even think. I'm not even thinking.
Clay, what is 8 times 5?
8 times 5 is 45.
Oh,
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. 40.
There you go, buddy.
Oh,
sorry.
yay.
Sorry.
Wait, what is 9?
I'm like Eric the midget. Oh, it's too early.
Clay, what is 9 times 5?
No. 9 times 5.
What's interesting is if John did that, And Clay Dabbler seems to be being a good sport about this. He just fucked up. We all do that from time to time. I just did it when I couldn't think of the word metabolizes. So we all make mistakes like that. What John is doing is very interesting because he's like, oh, I can goof on this guy. Whereas if John fucked up a math problem, or as we hear him do with grammar all the time, where he criticizes people, it's actually YOU''RE. But then if someone calls out John for doing the same thing, he's like, whatever, I type fast. No, don't worry about it.
That might be one of the most annoying things about him is when he'll take a super chat that asks a good question that would actually lead to something, and he just, oh, you put the period in the wrong place. Moving on. Yeah, it just bothers me.
Yeah.
He just doesn't care about anyone.
9 times 5. Well, that would be
Such a good teacher.
45. 45.
Yeah, can you imagine a kid just in class answering that question to John, and he's doing the elephant in front of him?
He's just laughing his ass off.
Oh, that's a good point.
Teach.
I forgot he was an actual. When you said that, it didn't register to me that he was a teacher.
A substitute one, but still.
John's just doing the retard hand to this.
Those kids go to the zoo and they see an elephant, they have PTSD, they fall on the ground. They're like, something happened to me when I was a child.
It's too late, John.
Yes,
Don't ask
that
me
would be
maths.
45.
Yeah.
Let me give you an easy way to do this, Clay.
I know the 9s you can do on your fingers, right?
Yes, but so if
I guess anything you can do on your fingers, technically speaking.
Finger multiplication. Yes.
He's almost going full, don't go full tard. He's almost going full tard for John. He's almost going. He's like, the finger in the hole, John? Yes, Clay. Yes, Clay. Like, this is a very sad relationship.
I do wonder if this is an act from Clay Dabbler, because he's asking,
100% an act.
can I do 9 times 5 on my fingers? It's like, what are you talking about?
$5 is
So
what?
9
So that
times
means
9 times 7 is like 60.
so if I had
Almost there,
two
John. John, let him get
$5,
there.
how
He's so close.
much would that be?
Fuck off! I don't care. I'm not answering.
10. So therefore,
Yeah, whatever.
if you do, well, forget it. Yeah, it's
Yeah, I'm
40.
not doing maths. I'm a fucking retard.
It's textbook how you deal with a narcissist. Like, you let them own, you let them have the power. You're the dummy. Oh, well, you're the smart guy, John. it's textbook. Bravo, Clay.
Well,
bravo.
This is actually disproving my entire Brendan Schaub theory that I had a minute ago, where it's like, oh, well, Brendan should take being the punching bag, and then on other shows he can be the alpha in the room. Once you kind of have that affability. What I'm realizing is some guys just don't possess that skill. Like with Stuttering John here, there is a man who just asked, can I get to the number 45 on my fingers? And then he's almost at 63, but he needs 13 hands for that, so he's not quite getting there. And John does nothing with it. It's astonishing.
Builder.
All
They're
right.
using a calculator.
All right, so here you go. So if I had 8 pints, then it
At
would
the
be
pub.
40, and I would tip 10. So yeah, it would be about 50.
They're gonna rinse me now for that, you wanker. You arsehole. I don't give a
All right,
shit.
look, I had Chad. I was on.
Oh God, I'm sweating. I'm sweating from that.
I was
man.
on his.
Woo!
Look,
John does
all
not care
day-
that this man is speaking, by the way. There is no, it's like, get out of my way. What you're hearing is the verbal equivalent to someone like dancing in a hallway where John's just trying to get his groceries at the other end of the aisle. He's like, please, sir, if you wouldn't mind moving.
Just imagine like a guy walking really loudly through a cornfield, just pushing all the corn aside, getting to the front.
Is that
Oh gosh, I was traumatized.
I asked Chad. I said, Chad, if one beer dissipates from my system every hour, and I have 5 beers over the course of 3 hours, how many beers are in my system? And he could not come up with the correct. How many?
My
Clay?
God.
So if one beer dissipates every hour,
Let's all do this
Yeah.
together.
and I have 5 beers in 3 hours, how many beers are still in my system?
17.
3 beers.
Electra, nurse, give us an answer on that one.
2.
45.
500. Yeah, I don't know.
$1 billion, John. Oh, I'm so stupid. Oh, John, I'm so stupid.
5 beers in 3 hours.
Yes.
2 beers.
2 beers.
2 beers. Sorry.
He's
Because
forgetting,
one
though.
dissipates every.
He's forgetting
What's
his
that?
liver disease makes it a lot slower. So, yeah.
Well, it's also John. That's not John's pace of drinking. We've seen him drink on shows. He's not drinking less than 2 beers an hour.
No,
Especially not at the pub when he's not yapping away.
Yeah, that hypothetical liver he's talking about is fine. His in trouble.
Hour.
I'm trolling. I'm actually really good at maths. I'm just trolling John. Yeah, straight up. That's me. I'm trolling. Yeah.
Oh, they're doing double elephants now. It's so cute.
Just talking
They are
elephants.
adorable.
They are.
I like this
It's like the
Dabbler.
Odd Couple. It really is the Odd Couple.
This
in that
this
they're
clip,
both odd.
this clip, by the way, is from My Lost Interest, right?
Yep, I was going to just say thank you, My Lost Interest. Make sure you go follow all the Clippers from Real Media Player to My Lost Interest to Doom
Yes.
to
Yeah,
Stalin.
we got clips from all of them. And like I said yesterday, My Lost Interest is helpful because anyone that clips John, like I've been so disinterested in John lately, but that clip I found funny. I was like, oh, we could break this down for 5 minutes. But other than that, like if you go watch John's show, he's in repeats again. He's like,
Yeah.
surely I'm going to box you. It's like, oh, we did, but John, we did that. You're not going to do that, man. Why are we back at this point?
I think what we've seen is how unhinged Aaron really is in his personal life with his wife and his show and we look at John and we're like, oh, this has been just an act or charade this whole time. Give him the real stuff's over here. Give me the real.
Right.
And so we're just, it's the same. People are running over there now because it's real and there's felony charges and there's court TV and there's a mugshot. There's all this shit that's exciting. John, you got to get arrested. You got to get arrested.
John has become boring.